Yeah, so we've been studying this unit 5, and it's all about, yeah. I think let me just pick the unit. The other one will be better to start. Bear with me for a second. Let me just pick this one. Good. It's better to start with this one instead. Okay, I think this gives yeah, the general idea of what we are trying to do. So the unit is level 7, obviously, the postgraduate level. It's a diploma in strategic management, and we have the extended diploma in it. But this particular unit is looking at personal development for leadership and strategic management. So that is what we've set ourselves to do over the period. How we can personally develop our leadership and strategic skills to be able to support organizations that we work for or organizations that we intend to work for. We've tried to look at what leadership is all about, what strategic management is all about, what sort of skills that we need as leaders, the various types of leadership styles that are out there. And also we've zoomed into what vision is all about. How do we develop vision? If you want to develop vision, what sort of factors do you look out for? So when you eventually develop the vision, how do you communicate it? So we've looked at the communication aspect of it. And we've also looked at when it comes to the individual style and the skills, there are tools out there that will enable you to be able to assess yourself, have a good reflection of yourself so that it can bring you to a point where you'll be able to identify the gaps that needs to be filled. Or like, Assad said, the need for you to upgrade and to refresh the skills that you have. Yesterday, I think we were all out. We heard that most of these big companies are now scrapping some of their review tools because they think it's out of step with current situations. So everybody is trying to keep up with the current trends, and that is what we are looking at. So before we come to the tax itself, we've mentioned that if you want to get just a simple pass, then you can provide evidence of just a basic understanding of the themes that we've sort of discussed. You can go ahead and push yourself into the merit region by adding a bit more of how these themes that we've mentioned can actually work in practice, to a large extent. Then we are saying that you can even move yourself a bit more if you're able to connect this with whatever you are doing, and also come out to even talk about a kind of balance, and where you think that even the themes that are being spoken about sometimes struggle to be applied in practice. So it's very important that you would be able to use the current roles that you are in to come up with a few examples and practical issues to enrich your work. So that is what we've set ourselves to. We have about 3 set of tasks that we're supposed to go through. But just to take you through quickly the guidelines. So we are saying that this assignment submitted must achieve the learning outcomes, all four, and meet the standards specified by the assessment criteria for the unit. To achieve a merit or distinction, the learner must demonstrate that they have achieved all the criteria set up for these grades, where work for the past standard is just marginal, as assessors can look at other things. Yeah. The suggested evidence listed below, so this is important, can demonstrate that you've met the required standards. Yeah, and this is very, very important. So tax 1, tax 2, tax 3. What are the taxes that we are talking about? Yeah, we'll look at them in a minute. But we are saying that for tax 1, for instance, learning outcome 1 will be able to guide you. The assessment criteria 1.1, 1M1, which is the merit, then the 1D1, which brings you to the distinction. So the suggested evidence that you need to pass the 1 is that you must be able to produce a clear and detailed analysis of the knowledge and skills in leadership and strategic management, which are needed to support the creation and achievement of organizational vision. So if you're able to produce a clear understanding of what these skills are and how they can help, definitely you will get a pass. You get a merit if you're able to assess how this knowledge and skills support the creation of vision itself. So not only having the skills, but you're able to connect the skills to the exercise of developing the vision. Yeah, so if you're able to connect that, definitely you'll be able to get into the merit region. Then if you want to get into the distinction region, in addition to just the skill sets and how you can use them to develop this vision for the organization, we also mentioned that leadership is one, management is one. Leadership has got its role, management has got its role. One of them is short term, one of them is long term. Yeah, the leader is always looking at how the business can be sustained for a long time. So as a project is ending, they have got plans for what should happen in the future. But the manager is also the day-to-day administrator of the projects that we have. So he manages staff, he makes sure that the systems that are required are in place, he makes sure that motivation for people who are on the project and all that. We mentioned that you need both. You need both. So you need a good balance of leadership and management. We only mentioned that you need just a few leaders, but more managers anyway. So if you're able to connect the argument that, okay, leadership is important, but management is also equally important, that will bring you closer to the distinction range. The tax 2 is related to learning outcome 2. Yeah, and we are saying that learning outcome 2, we were discussing how you can develop vision, and we are saying that there are certain factors that affect the creation of vision. So you should be able to know them and identify them and at least mention them. Then the different approaches by which vision can be set up. Yeah, that is also very important. And it's good for you to at least give a few examples. Then you evaluate the key factors on the communication of vision to both the internal and external. We've said that one of the things that can help leaders is for them to be able to come to a point where vision is a shared vision. It's been bought in by the users, so that they can also give their input on it. So you go on to evaluate, and it will bring you into the region of merit. The third one, which covers learning outcome 3 and learning outcome 4, quite a detailed one. So you should be able to, look at personal leadership and management knowledge and skills. And also be able to give enough evidence.
Sam?
Yes.
Sorry to cut you. Can we repeat learning outcome 2 again? I got distracted.
Oh, yeah. So learning outcome 2, we are saying that it's about how we develop vision. And we are saying that in your bid to develop vision, there are factors that you have to consider. I think we mentioned 4 of them: the ideology, the purpose of the organization, the core values, and the leadership itself. And we said that it all flows together onto leadership. That is why leadership is the most influential factor when it comes to the developing vision. Then that will eventually lead to the vision. So we will look at that in a minute. So don't worry. I just want to rush through this one. Then at least you have a fair idea.
Perfect.
Then on the tax 3, that one too, I've mentioned that you need to have a fair idea of your own leadership skills and management ability, and also you should be able to understand what skills audit is all about. You're able to do your own skills set audit to see where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. Then we ended up doing showing a model of how you can also develop your own personal development plan or continuous professional plan that will give you a full idea of where you are, where you have to be, and how you will get there. So it wants you to at least come up with some of these things to show that definitely you understand it and you can personalize it in wherever you are studying at the moment. So basically, that is where we are going to start. Okay. I would show a sample. I will show a sample of how this is going to be like. But I will pause here before I show the sample. I'll pause here to ask if there are any questions so far. Then I will quickly jump into how the assignment is supposed to be like. Yes, Assad,
what I gather from the 3 different levels where you have the distinction and merit and these things, these are building blocks, right? You have to build on the first stage, and you have to build on the first stage to go to the second stage, and then you have to build on the second stage to go to the third stage.
Sorry, come again.
Saying what I gather from the illustration that you showed us about the different levels, distinction and merit, that you have a base level and you have to then build upon that one, and then you have to enhance that one to get to the distinction.
Exactly. Exactly. So you need a base.
Okay.
So I mean, when we started, we said that if you are not able to demonstrate that you have the basic understanding of the subject itself, you will not be able to pass. So you should be able to have the basic, what leadership is all about, what strategic management is all about, what vision is all about. So these are very, very important foundations that you need. You should be able to establish that. Then you can build on if you want to go into the merit and the distinction. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That is brilliant.
Thank you.
Any other question from anybody?
No.
Okay. All right. So let me quickly look at the 4 learning outcomes. Then I'll give a sample of some of the paper that we need to produce. So like we said, learning outcome 1, you have to show that you understand how knowledge and skills in leadership and strategic management support the creation and achievement of the organizational vision and strategy. So this is our learning outcome. Yeah. So what is leadership? Yeah. Like I said, what are the skills that are required? So you should be able to tell us that you really understand. So you analyze the knowledge and skill in leadership and strategic management, which are required to support. You assess how the knowledge and skills of this support the creation. So you know what they are and how they can support the creation. Then you evaluate to say that, okay, leadership, yeah, has got these benefits that it brought, but it doesn't work in isolation. You really need to work with people. You really need to get people who execute whatever vision that you have. Managers are involved, other internal stakeholders are involved, external stakeholders are involved. So you should be mindful of that. Learning outcome 2 is you have to demonstrate that you understand how to develop and communicate organizational vision. So how do you develop it? Yeah, if you develop it, how do you communicate it? Yeah, we said that it starts with an idea. So because it's in your head, it's a photographic picture that you have to make it happen in reality. And we've said that in order to do that, sometimes it's better to be able to work with people who will be able to help you to be able to get a vision that would be able to work in practice. Then in addition to that, because you'll be able to put the right communication, just bear with me for a second. In order to be able to do that, you should be able to communicate in the right way. How do you do that? And that is also very, very key. And then the learning outcome 3, you should be able to demonstrate that you can manage the development of your own knowledge and skill in leadership and strategic management to support. So how do you do that? Yeah, there should be a basis by which you should be able to assess yourself, create all the personal development plans and other things, and make sure that you will be able to identify your weaknesses and your strengths. Then we are saying that eventually, if you want this to work effectively, there should be the element of reflection. You should be able to review. Yeah, if you're able to have systems and tools that will be able to review some of these things and help you. If you are a manager who wants to take up bigger positions, how do you do that? You can subject yourself to mentoring. You can decide to upgrade yourself. You can decide to get feedback from your superiors and all that. And yesterday we said there are several tools out there. One of them, which is extremely brilliant, is the 360 appraisal method, where you have multiple stakeholders who are able to give you a feedback, and that gives you a holistic idea of where you are and what you can achieve. So basically that is it. We mentioned the indicative content, for all of them are also there, so you can have a look at them before so let me just share a sample paper of how this is going to be, but maybe we go through the tax first. What sort of tax are we supposed to do? Then we can understand. So we'll do that, then we jump onto the sample one. Okay, so this is the assignment. So we've got 3 different tasks that we're supposed to do, but this whole task is supposed to be on one written paper. So it's not a portfolio, it's not a report, it's just a paper that you are developing. So all you are doing is coming up with an understanding of these concepts and putting them together. So the assignment has given some scenarios. The first one is that you have been a senior manager for several years and have decided that your next move, your next career move, should take you to take responsibility of an aspect of strategic management. Now you want to look at strategic management as an area in your organization or an organization that you are interested in. Some interesting posts have been advertised recently, and you have registered with a recruitment agency. The agency is called Harris Hall, who specializes in the senior positions. So now the question is, Harris Hall has sent you a guidance pack titled Preparation for Application and Interviews, which includes some tasks for you to complete. This will provide the foundation for the applications you will make. You are required to produce a file of information. Yeah. In section 1 of your file, you must analyze the knowledge and skills in leadership and strategic management, which are required to support the creation and achievement of organizational vision and strategy. So you should be able to tell us what all leadership is about, what sort of skills you're supposed to have, what strategic management is all about, the 5 steps within it, to be able to have a clear vision with the clarity and all that we've mentioned them. So you should be able to come up with that. Then, like we said, if you want to do an extension to achieve merit, you should also include an assessment of how strategic leadership and knowledge with skills support the achievement of the vision and strategy. So you should be able to tell us how this definitely will be able to support the strategy of the organization. If you want to get a distinction, you must add content which evaluates leadership and management knowledge and skills that are required for the successful achievements of organizational vision. Yeah, so that is for learning outcome 1. All this you're going to find in learning outcome 1. The second task is saying that Harris, the same recruitment company, has sent you an email about an interesting post which is advertised in Management Today. That is the website or the body that does it. And you have decided to apply. As part of the application, the organization wants you to send a CV and a paper titled Developing and Communicating Organizational Vision. So this goes to tell you that Learning Outcome 2 was saying that how to develop and communicate organizational vision. So that's all it's asking you. So you only have to come in. Yeah, the employer will use this information in the shortlisting of applicants for interview. Yeah, so you are supposed to prepare a paper which analyzes the factors which impact the creation of organizational vision, assess the different approaches in developing the vision, and evaluate the key factors which impact the communication. So how you develop it, what sort of approaches do you have in developing it, and how do you eventually communicate it? If you want to get a merit, then you must include additional information in the paper which evaluates key factors needed to gain the commitment of internal and external stakeholders, yeah, through communicating. We've mentioned that communication is key. So this one is looking at shared vision. You get them involved right from the start to the end so that they will own the vision. Then the third one is saying that the final part of the information file enables you to manage the development of your own personal knowledge and skills in leadership and strategic management. They also support achievement of personal and organizational vision and strategy. This assessment must be done in the context of an organization where you work now. or if you are in a voluntary capacity, do an internship or anything in a particular place, that is the organization that you can use, which will be a very good advantage to you. Or if you have any organizations in mind, you can also use them. Or if you are studying, you can use whichever college or university you are. You are supposed to assess the benefit of different evaluation techniques that can be used in the achievement of your personal and organizational strategy. You also assess your own leadership and management knowledge and skills. The knowledge skills identified must facilitate the creation and achievement of organizational vision and strategy. You should be able to devise objectives to meet your personal development needs to support the achievement. So once you're able to do the assessment, obviously you'll be able to identify your strengths and where support is needed. You put something in place. Then it also wants to see a personal development plan. On your leadership and management skills. If you want to get the merit, justify the objectives and then the plan prepared for your personal development, how these will support. So you should be able to justify that. You think that, when I get training, it means that I'm going to develop this skill. When I'm able to communicate well, when I'm able to get staff involved, this is what will be achieved. So some of these things are important. To achieve a distinction, you must implement personal development activities. So make it personal. If you've got work experience, just bring your work experience into it, and that will really help. Then you review your progress and the outcomes in relation to the objectives. Obviously, when it comes to referencing, it's also extremely important. Let me just now share a sample of the paper. But is there any questions to now? Any questions, any concerns, or any contributions? That we can.
Sam, so I understand that the volume third will be our, like the experience that we gain in our company where we are working, right?
Yes, it's
the information.
It's supposed to be the information that you've gained on the course and how you can relate it to what you are currently doing. And what you think, is going to add on to whatever you are doing at the moment, or it's going to give you the ability to reorganize to be able to meet your leadership skills, the name targets that you have. Very, very important, and how you can also use that to help the organization as a whole to be able to achieve its vision. So the practical aspect of it is extremely important. It's extremely important. If you're able to get it to flow through your paper, that will really help.
So the second one is about learning outcome 2. It's about myself, right?
Yes, generally how to develop vision. For the
organization.
That's right, the organization. So you can pick it from there, generally. But let me show the sample.
Sample of assignment.
We can all have a fair idea what we are dealing with. Okay, so this is a sample paper of what we are dealing with. So you see that it's just a write-up. It's just a write-up. It's a paper of what we've studied, and we are trying to, come up with a feedback as to the understanding that we have. So obviously, we know that the topic is personal development for leadership and strategic management. Tax 1. What you can do, this is just a sample, but what you can do is to introduce. You start your paper with a good introduction, and the good introduction should cover all the learning outcomes, a very quick summary. So that whoever is marking it right from the onset knows that you understand all the concepts that have been raised in terms of personal development for leadership and strategic management. So you should be able to do a good introduction in the front to capture all the learning outcomes, good summary of them, not a lot, but a very good summary of them before you set yourself into the various tasks. So task number 1, analyzing knowledge and skills for organizational vision. So what is it? So I mean, you see that the way it's been written. Yes, leadership and strategic management are very vital for organizations to navigate complexities and achieve their goals. So now he's trying to tell us generally what it does. While the cited sources provide variable insights, a critical analysis supplemented by examples and contemporary justification can offer a deeper understanding. So he's trying to tell you that, fine, they're going to use the course material, no problem, but they're also going to be able to cite practical example that would be able to bring the whole thing closer to reality. So that it's not just book knowledge, but they'll be able to, So he's given a few references in terms of defining what leadership and strategic management will mean. He's even cited the case of Apple, for instance, and Steve Jobs. So an example of a visionary leader, seen in Apple under the leadership of Steve Jobs. Jobs demonstrate an exceptional ability to envision future trends in technology and consumer preferences, leading Apple to develop groundbreaking products like the iPods, the iPhones, and the iPads. His strategic foresight and commitment to innovation not only transformed Apple into one of the world's most valuable companies, but also revolutionized the entire industry. So you set a very good tone like this. Then you begin to argue what some of the skills are. So he's saying that, fine, it's good, it's crucial to know that, yes, leadership is good, but leadership alone will not guarantee the success. So why is he saying that? Then he gives an argument using Nokia as an example. Then he gives another example that David 2021 also talks about, that you need you need skills. You need skills. Before you be able to do that, you need the skills. And how do you do that? It's talking about doing analysis. So he's quickly brought in the SWOT and how you can set goals. So the argument goes on, and you see that every paragraph is developing a new set of ideas. Here he's talking about some of the skills and the qualities like honesty, we mentioned, integrity, and communication skills. So he's picking them one by one. And now, I think we mentioned this, you should be able to inspire people, you should be strategic in thinking. We had 6 qualities of leadership. You should be able to empower others, you should be able to adapt quickly, you should be able to have effective communication. So you bring all of them in. Yeah. Then 1.2 obviously talks about how this contributes. So you pick that one. Then you also mention how these skills will be able to contribute to a large extent on the organizational vision development and strategy. Then number 3, review theories and implications of personal development. So you talk about the review aspect, and they were very quick to pick up the leadership theories, what they do. So he picks up transformational leadership, situational leadership, their strengths and their weaknesses. Yesterday, I think we were talking about leaders ranking 2, and we said that also doesn't really help in these times. Okay, so I just want to rush through, then we can pick up the necessary questions that we have. Jay, are you there?
I am, yes. Hello.
Good, good.
Well, I do have one question.
Are you there?
Sam,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Is it possible for you to share the sample?
Yes, I can.
Great.
Yeah, I can send the sample so that you have a fair idea. All you have to do is that you should be able to do a work that is completely different from this. Yeah, because these people are coming from a particular background. Yeah,
it's just good to get the flavor of the proposition and everything.
Yeah.
I also have another question.
Yes.
While we are going through this, can you tell us what differentiates between distinction and merit here?
Okay, so if you look at the first part of it, so he's saying that the question was saying that you should be able to tell the skills that are required. Let me get that one, and then we can pick just the first one as a sample. Yeah, and that's it. Okay.
Because I think that's the key here, to understand how different levels you can move from one level to another.
To the other, yes. So you see that the learning outcome is trying to understand the knowledge and the skills. Okay. To get a pass, you have to show that you know the knowledge and the skills. So that is the basics. Then going on, you have to assess how this supports the creation. Then obviously evaluate the leadership and management knowledge skills that are required in creating. So let's look at the sample paper. So we can put this there, analyze the knowledge. So one is for us to analyze knowledge skills in leadership, which are required. So we just need to be able to identify them. So the second one is for you to assess how this supports in the creation. How does it support? Yeah. Then the third bit is that evaluate how leadership and management knowledge and skills required for this, versus the creation of that. So what we are saying is that how can you justify that, okay, you've got skills and you've got the ability to use the skills to be able to develop the vision. If you develop the vision, how are you able to help the company to be able to achieve that? And that is bringing the aspect of shared vision and communication and all that to make it work in practice. So that is where we are trying to go. So now let's go to the sample that has been given and see how our friend presented his work. So the first one is for you to analyze knowledge and skills. So now he's trying to come up with what sort of skills are we talking about? But they've tried to set a tone to interpret the key terms that we are dealing with. So when we were doing it, we tried to define the three key terms. The first one was leadership, what leadership is all about. The second one was strategic management, what it's all about. Then we define organizational vision. So these three, you have to start with a good introduction of what they are. Tell us that you really understand that. So he's done that. The leadership is that. And we are talking about, when we talk about leaders, we are not talking about managers. We are talking about people with vision, people with long-term, foresight. So he's tried to talk about vision and leadership here. And they've also tried to look at what strategic thing is. So he's given a good example of a visionary leader who was able to look far. Then coming to answer the question, he says that it is crucial to acknowledge these leaders, that their leadership vision alone, having the foresight alone, does not guarantee the success. They need some skills, and that is what the tax is all about. Nokia, once a dominant force in the mobile phone industry, failed to adapt to the changing market demands. Despite having leaders. The company's inability to anticipate the shift was their downfall, highlighting the importance of leaders being very smart in addition to whatever visionary thinking they have. So he's brought that dimension, and that means that there is something more than just being a visionary leader. Then he's saying that in addition to this, there is a need for management to know that skills are important. And if you need skills, you need to be able to have a fair idea of what analyzing your current skills and setting goals is all about. There are certain frameworks that gives a good insight on that. So he's trying to do that. Now, it's mentioned the, what is the name? The skills now. So the qualities that you need, you should be able to bring them out. That you should be able to communicate well, you should show integrity, and you should be able to prove honesty. So he's brought a few of this here. Then he's gone on to mention, so if you look at where we are now, they've been able to define what leadership, what leadership can bring to the development of strategy and vision for the company. Because all these people, if they didn't have vision, their companies would have collapsed. They had vision, but in addition to that, they needed some skills to be able to do that. Then he's giving some other examples with Dell. So let's pick the Dell one, for instance. Michael Dell, the founder of Dell, provides a compelling example of transformational leadership in action. Under this leadership, Dell implemented innovative strategies and fostered a culture of continuous improvement. So we are still talking about what vision is all about, what leadership is all about. So leadership has got foresight, visionary leaders. Example is the Dell, example is the Nokia, example is the Apple. So they've given all these examples. Now you want to jump into the second part, which is the merit part. Asa, do you see where we are now?
Yeah, no, I see, because now the merit part is a separate heading.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
That's right. So you jump into the merit part, which now you're trying to assess how these skills and knowledge will be able to contribute to organizational development. So our skills and knowledge are important. Other factors are also important to bring the success. What are these? He's mentioned a few of them: the culture of the company, employee motivation, and all that. And the need for you to align the mission and the vision with that. Then he's spoken about the last bit. Yeah, the last bit, which is also trying to evaluate, review the theories and implications for personal development. So the review of leadership and management theories provide a foundation for personal development. Traditional transformational leadership theories emphasizes this. Okay, so let me just see. So if I was the one working on this, I wouldn't be mixing the leadership styles with the assessment that we are doing in terms of how the skills and the development is going to help us to do this. But it looks like he is trying to join the two, which I think that is going to help them to be able to get the leaders to understand where they are coming from. But I think that you would be better to be able to get the leadership knowledge on one side. Then you look at how the skills will be able to help on another side. Then finally, you'll be able to just tell how these skills will be able to help you to develop and communicate the vision. Yeah. So this is all a little all over the place. It's too wide. Yeah, but you can develop it in a way that will flow. Yeah, because if you look at this, yeah, the flow is good, but it keeps bringing the various leadership styles and all that. Yeah, I think it's better for you to do it one, then you go into the next step, then you finish it. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to put across. Jay, please, do you understand what I'm trying to put across?
Yeah, very much so, Sam.
Yeah, so we would be able to develop a better paper than this one. Yeah, so this is just a guide. You see where he's brought the evaluation of leadership and management. He's brought it all the way here. And then now he's going to compare how operational leaders and strategic leaders, can manage, the company together. Who is a manager and who is a leader? So he's talking about operational achievements. That is purely down to managers. You need them. If you don't have managers, definitely you will not be able to get your things done on day-to-day basis. So he's mentioned operational achievements, team management and coordination, problem solving. All these are in the what is the name in the notes. Then he's picked the leaders themselves, which is the strategic aspect of it. So he's talking about what a visionary leadership is all about, the environmental analysis and adaptation, which means that they will be able to know the trends and be able to quickly adjust the their plans and their visions to be able to cope with the changing trends. Yeah, what does it also mean, long-term planning and goal setting? So they've defined both leadership and management, what it's all about. And now I like this part. Now he's going to compare the two, doing a critical analysis of both of them. So if you emphasize on the short-term goals, just as a manager, you would not survive. Yeah, you need the leadership or the strategic aspect also on one side. If you are not mindful of the fact that in your bid to make a change, there will be resistance from staff and all that, you are not going to get anywhere. The need to balance stability and innovation, that is also extremely important. So he's tried to look at what leadership is all about, the need for you to develop, what is the name? The skill sets that will be needed for the organization to be able to use and come up with that. Then he's been able to also identify the two main roles within the company that manages. One is the short-term operations leader, which is the manager, then the long-term, which is the leader, who is visionary. What are some of the challenges or some of the things that you should be aware? And that is what they've tried to do. The second tax, which obviously is saying that you are supposed to develop a CV, yeah, and a paper titled Developing and Communicating Organizational Visions. What are you going to write? In this paper, analyze the factors which impact the creating of organizational vision, assess different approaches to developing vision, and evaluate the key factors. So here, knowledge and skills which I consider to be important for my current studies. So they are doing what we call the skills audit, and they're trying to evaluate themselves when it comes to communication. Maybe, yeah, I'm a little up there. What about timekeeping? What about conflict resolution? Am I a problem solver? I mean, in terms of what's the name, coaching and mentoring? Am I able to respond well, or am I able to do that? Am I able to adapt to change? Am I a critical thinker? So it goes on. He's done a very long list. Yeah. So this one, you can develop one for yourself. Yeah, using the teams here. Then the ratings are here. So, no current knowledge or skill, which we have in the study note. I have a bit of awareness, but it's not sufficient enough. I'm familiar with this, and I will be able to use that. Yes, I know it, and I have the skill to be able to show others. And 5 means that you have it under control, so that obviously helps. Then, like we said, the other things that you have to develop, yeah, is the learning objectives. Why is it important? Action plan, resources that you need, the success criteria, the impact implications, the target dates, which we said you have to set some timelines, and you should be able to review and monitor. So he does this whole self-assessment or skills audit on the side. Yeah. What is the objective of it? What action did he take? and what are the resources that are needed, what are the success criteria. So he's defined everything that they put out there. When it comes to goal setting, what is it? The learning plan, what is it? Networking and mentoring. So he's tried to look at all the things that he's put in the skills audit and the plan, and what are the practical application, continuous feedback, and monitoring, review, evaluation of organizational impact.
Sam, I just want to ask you how many words we should have in our assignment, or is just like we can put as much as we want?
Yes, I'll come back on that one. We're just waiting for ATHE to confirm the words. So definitely by Tuesday, you should be able to get that one. Then you know which boundaries you are working at. Yeah, but it's because all three taxes are going to be in one. It's going to be quite a long essay. Yeah, but what you have to do is to write them in bits and just link them. If you do it that way, it makes it easy. Yeah, so you move from the tax one, which flows into tax two, then which flows into tax three. Yeah, personal development activities to develop knowledge and skills identified in the audit. So they pick all these here: leadership and teams management, effective communication, product management.
Sam, what was the grade for this learner?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what eventually he was given. Yeah, but such a work. If you look at this bit, it's done a proper case. Yeah, over a period. Yeah, so if you're able to provide something like this, that you've done a study over a period, that takes you into the distinction bracket, definitely. Yeah,
Got to be a distinction, hasn't it? I mean,
that's right, definitely.
The level of detail.
That's right. For the level of detail, definitely, it's a distinction. It's a distinction. Yeah, paper we see. Yeah.
How is it possible to share this? Will it be on the Moodle, or is it going to be sent out by email?
Oh, I think I would just check with leadership, and I think we can share it on the WhatsApp platform to make it easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe we can even send it to you individually. We have your numbers, so we can do that. But I'll quickly just check and see how best we can get it out to you. So
Great.
the last bit, which is the developing and communicating the vision. Once again, he talks about what organizational vision is all about, some of the factors that impact on it. Obviously, leadership influence, approaches to developing, participative approach, transformational scenario. Step 1. Step 2, how to develop the vision. Step 3, all these we've covered them in the notes. And how do you communicate to stakeholders? Yeah. This one is also pretty straightforward. Yeah, how do you engage them? It's purely down to communication skills and getting a shared sort of vision. Yeah, some of the factors that you should be mindful of. When it comes to strategy, you should be able to have clarity and transparency, which we've said. We have to make sure that it's an inclusive one. Should be able to communicate it well. And obviously, you should be a leader that will be able to bring everybody on board. Then the tax 4, which is the benefits. You see, they have a longer set of, a longer set of tax compared with ours. We are doing just 3. Yeah, so this is more detailed and it covers a lot more than what we have been asked to do. So all you have to do is to look at the 3 tax that we've been given. Yeah, if you look at the 3 tax that we've been given, then you just work around it. Like I said, a good introduction of what all the 4 learning outcomes are. Then you pick each of the tax and you answer based on the information that you have. Be mindful to add a lot of practical experiences if you can. That will give you a lot of marks. Yeah, and when it comes to reference, and I know we know about it, Harvard. So if you have any challenges, just let us know. Some of them will have appendixes. If you have got anything to attach, sometimes, yeah, some of them will have a few appendixes. Yeah, it doesn't have any of that, but I think basically that is it. Yeah, so just a quick feel of what will be required to do on this unit. I don't know if there are any questions or any concerns before we go.
I think we'll go through this, and like you said, we can ask the questions on the WhatsApp, right?
Definitely. Definitely. So if there are any issues, just let us know, and we would definitely provide the necessary answers. Like we said, this is a guide for you to be able to. I'll come back on the kind of the number of words we are looking at. Yes, Jay.
Do we have a deadline?
Yes, we have a deadline. Usually supposed to be as quick as possible, but I'll speak to the office tomorrow and see if it's still the same or something is going to change. So tomorrow I'll come back on the number of words that we are looking at, and we also look at the submission deadline for this one. So that's fine. I've noted those 2 down. I will come back.
And what happens is once we submit these assignments,
yeah,
you will mark them.
Yeah. So because it's ATHE.
Yeah.
Yeah, the examining body, yeah, has got a criteria that which right. We do it, and to interest you that now they've developed a framework, so we don't even have to spend too much time going through the work. We'll have a quick look at it and see whether all the areas have been met, but we will submit it into what we call turn it in. It picks a few of the plagiarism and all that, takes them out, then it will be able to evaluate to see whether all the learning outcomes have been met and whether you've been able to push yourself into the merit and the distinction range. So the human intervention is becoming smaller and smaller. Once you submit it, it will take just a few days for us to get the results back.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, one more question because I came late.
Yes.
So we'll be seeing you after this, and
Yes. So what we're going to do is that once we finish this, we're going to pick up the next model.
okay.
Yeah, the next unit. I don't know, Jay, have you done any units already?
Yeah, I have actually. I've done the next one, which is the financial management one.
Okay.
And I
That
think
is fine.
I've been sent some links to the next sessions, which seem to
Okay.
be around the financial management one, but that was with a different lecturer.
Yes. So I will be I look more after the strategic supply chain and management models. Yeah.
Right.
So when it comes to the finance, there's another lecturer who handles that. Very experienced. You will love it. I mean, and yeah, when we're doing the graduation on Saturday, I was telling him that when it comes to accounting and figures, but he's just amazing. So you will love it. Yeah, we had a wonderful graduation on Friday. Friday we had about I think about 74 people were able to attend. Yeah, out of the very wonderful. Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be able to get through soon. Yeah. Ali, any questions? Yeah. Anything from your side? You are muted.
Yeah, all good, sir.
Okay, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. So, Asad, this is your first unit.
Yeah, this is my first unit.
Okay.
And
And
yeah, sure. Go
and
ahead.
what do you do?
I'm head of asset management in an investment bank.
Okay, that is brilliant. Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be able to pick up the other units and get the relevant lecturers to help us. Yeah. As quickly as possible.
And since everything is recorded in your other lectures on this topic, so if I have anything, I'll reach out to you on the WhatsApp.
Yes, definitely. Just reach out and I will be able to provide the needed support. So thank you very much for your time this afternoon, and all the best with the assignment. We are still here. Reach out to us if you have any concerns or issues, and definitely we'll be able to support.